A peaceful hunting trip suddenly turns into complete chaos after a young hunter accidentally leads a group of enemy warriors back to his village. Within minutes, screaming fills the air as armed attackers storm through the jungle, burning homes and capturing everyone they can find. The movie begins deep inside the ancient Mayan jungle where a skilled hunter named Jaguar Paw lives peacefully with his tribe. Unlike the massive cities nearby, his people survive by hunting animals and living close to nature. Jaguar Paw spends his days joking with friends, hunting in the forest, and taking care of his pregnant wife and young son. One morning, the tribe notices a strange group of refugees moving through the jungle. The exhausted travelers warn them that entire villages are being destroyed by violent raiders. Although the villagers feel uneasy after hearing this, life soon returns to normal. Unfortunately, the warning comes too late. The next morning, Jaguar Paw and the other hunters suddenly hear screams coming from the village. Before they can react, heavily armed warriors burst out of the jungle and begin slaughtering everyone in sight. People desperately try to escape while houses are burned to the ground. Mothers scream for their children as villagers are dragged away and beaten mercilessly. Realizing the attackers are too powerful, Jaguar Paw quickly hides his pregnant wife and son inside a deep underground pit before returning to help his people fight back. But despite their efforts, the villagers are completely overwhelmed. One by one, the survivors are tied up and forced to march through the jungle as prisoners. Anyone too weak to continue is immediately killed without mercy. As they travel farther from home, Jaguar Paw slowly realizes these men are not ordinary warriors. They are collecting slaves and human sacrifices for a massive Mayan city suffering from disease, drought, and fear. The prisoners are eventually brought to a gigantic city unlike anything Jaguar Paw has ever seen before. Massive pyramids rise into the sky while thousands of terrified people crowd the streets. But beneath the beauty of the city lies complete horror. Dead bodies are stacked everywhere, disease spreads through the population, and priests demand constant human sacrifices to satisfy the gods. Soon, Jaguar Paw and the remaining prisoners are dragged toward the top of a massive pyramid where people are being sacrificed one after another. Terrified victims are held down while priests rip their hearts out in front of cheering crowds below. Blood pours down the pyramid steps as more prisoners wait helplessly for their turn. Jaguar Paw watches in horror as several members of his tribe are executed right beside him. Just as it becomes his turn, a sudden solar eclipse darkens the sky. Seeing this as a sign from the gods, the priests decide to stop the sacrifices temporarily. But Jaguar Paw's nightmare is far from over. Instead of killing the remaining prisoners immediately, the warriors decide to use them for sport. The survivors are taken into an open field where they are ordered to run while armed hunters throw spears and arrows at them for entertainment. One prisoner is quickly killed while trying to escape. Another is brutally shot down moments later. But Jaguar Paw manages to dodge several attacks using his hunting instincts and knowledge of movement. Suddenly, he turns around and throws a spear directly into one of the hunters' heads before escaping into the jungle. Now the entire hunting party begins chasing him through the forest. Unfortunately for them, Jaguar Paw knows the jungle far better than they do. As the chase continues, Jaguar Paw starts using traps and natural obstacles to eliminate the hunters one by one. One warrior is attacked by a jaguar after being wounded. Another falls into a deadly trap hidden beneath the leaves. The deeper they move into the jungle, the more the hunters begin losing confidence. Fear slowly replaces their arrogance as Jaguar Paw turns from prey into predator. Meanwhile, heavy rain begins pouring across the forest. Back at the underground pit, Jaguar Paw's wife and son are trapped as water levels rapidly begin rising around them. His pregnant wife desperately tries to keep their child above the water while praying for Jaguar Paw to return in time. Completely exhausted and wounded, Jaguar Paw continues running through the jungle while the remaining warriors close in behind him. At one point, he nearly collapses from exhaustion, but the thought of his family gives him enough strength to continue fighting. Eventually, Jaguar Paw reaches the coastline where he suddenly sees something unbelievable in the distance. Large Spanish ships arriving from the ocean. For a brief moment, both Jaguar Paw and the warriors stand silently, confused by the appearance of these strange newcomers. But Jaguar Paw quickly realizes another danger is coming to their world. Ignoring the ships completely, he turns away from the coastline and runs back into the jungle toward his family. After finally reaching the pit, Jaguar Paw desperately pulls his wife and children out of the rising floodwaters just before they drown. Exhausted but alive, the family embraces each other while the sounds of thunder echo through the jungle. The movie ends with Jaguar Paw leading his family deeper into the forest, determined to protect them from the destruction slowly consuming the world around them.